Hello everybody, Accureyes here, and welcome back to Accureyes Tips 101. In today's tips video, we will be talking about parrying and the importance of learning how to parry. Parrying is not easy, of course. Was never bound to be easy, but if you do become the master of parrying, it can be the greatest thing to save your life sometimes. Sometimes it's even better than dodging and blocking because dodging and blocking doesn't always guarantee that you will not take damage. Parrying, when done correctly, will almost always guarantee you will not gain damage at all. So yeah, that's why today I feel like it is a good idea for us to talk about parrying. Now, parrying can be done by most weapons. It can't be done by every weapon, but it can be done by most weapons, and almost every shield except for large shields, which I'm going to show here, cannot parry. So, large shields, like for instance, the one I'm going to be putting on, which is the great shield here, this shield cannot parry. I mean, you can block, and it'll ignore 100% damage, but it cannot parry. In fact, when you try to use the parry button, as you can see here, it only bashes people. So, yeah. And then there are other shields that can't parry at all, as you'll soon see. I'm going to grab my shield, I believe, or a weapon that I believe, yeah, can't parry. And, yeah. I'm going to grab this small shield here. So, this small shield, which is the deprived shield, the plank shield, which is the deprived shield that you start with, can't parry either. It may be a small shield, but as you can see here, it does not parry at all. It just bashes people. So, as I've shown here, not everything can be parried, including... But stuff like the Silver Knight shield, which is just a regular shield here, probably has the greatest time frame for parrying. The bigger the shield is, the more frames or time you have before to parry someone. So you're going to see it here. This Silver Knight shield, as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and show you. And as you can see, that was a partial parry. Now that happens when you parry a little too late. But as you can see right there, I parried perfectly. And of course, if you're really, really late, you can't parry at all. But you're going to see it again. I'm going to show it to you again. Like I've said before, these regular type shields or medium shields have the greatest parry frame blocks compared to most other things. So, as you can see, I partial parried there. I parried way too late there, as you can see. And as you can see, I'm healing. I partial parried there. And you're going to see it here. You're going to see it again. I'm going to get it perfectly. I partial parried, and you can see how those partial parries will only neglect a little bit of damage. But right there, as you saw there, that's a perfect parry. And perfect parries, of course, mean that you are going to, you're basically always going to ignore the damage. Right there, perfect parry, and then you can repulse like that. Now, what happened earlier when that charge came was because I partial parried it. But, yeah, it's all about, it's all about being able to, look for the time frames. Again, the bigger the shield is, the more time or parry rate you have compared to the smaller the shield is. The smaller the shield is, the less time or frames you'll have to parry someone or something. So as you can see here, that was a partial parry. As you can see there, I parried a little too late. I couldn't parry it. But you're going to see it here. I partial parried there. And then right here, you can see, right as he lifts his arm like that, you can see how he lifts his arm like that. If you time that just right as he's about to lift his arm and throw his swing at you, you almost always will be guaranteed to parry. Like right there. You saw me do a perfect parry right there. And you're going to see it again. I'm going to do it again pretty soon. Now there, I was too late. That's an example of me being too late. And, you can see I was too late there. But you'll see it again. You'll see it again. See, right there. Rise's arm was about to swing. I perfectly parried him. And not, like I said, not every weapon, almost every weapon can be parried, but there are a few exceptions like hammers and whatnot that can't be parried. But right there, you can see I perfectly parried and I can repulse again. And that's exactly what you can do with most shields. Practically any shield except for including like the Lordic shield here can parry. But shields like this like the follower shield, this follower shield here cannot parry. And as you can see here, it cannot parry. Like, I'm doing the special move. I'm basically doing my special move there. That is basically my special move that I'm doing. And as you can see, I cannot parry with these weapons, with this weapon, or with this shield in can. So, you know, but even small shields like the wooden shield here, even small shields like the wooden shield here can parry. But they have less of a frame rate to parry. They are the lowest frames to parry. And even with small shield here, which is one of my favorite shields to use, it has a lot less time to parry, but it is a special shield. Now, I'm going to explain why this is a special shield, but as you can see, I'm going to show you an example of the smaller parry window in a small shield. Now, as I said, this is one of my favorite shields, so I do use it a lot. You'll see me use it often, especially while I'm playing Dark Souls. But as you can see here, that was a partial parry, and that was a small shield. Now remember, with a smaller shield, you'll have a much smaller parry rate. But right there, perfect parry. Right there, that was a perfect parry. And as you saw there, I perfectly parried, and as you can see, I got no damage whatsoever. Every time you perfectly parry someone, you will not take damage. And you'll see it again. That was partial parry, and right there, you see? Partial parry, you'll take a little bit of damage, but unlike a full parry, you won't take any damage. If you do a perfect parry, you will not take damage. You'll see it here. I'm doing it almost every time. As you can see, I'm doing it practically every time. And that's what I mean when it comes to perfection. Once you perfected your movement, and once you know exactly when the weapon will come down, you'll almost always guarantee yourself a parry. Now, like I said, there are a few exceptions with the weapon, but for the example, I decided to use this first area guide as my example, because these are probably the easiest guides to practice parrying with. And as you can see, almost every time, you'll see it now, almost every time I can parry. And then it leads into the repulse, which is also a good crit move. I mean, that's probably the best crit move you could ever do against anyone. If you're a master of parry, you are a dangerous foe. Now, I'm going to show you another thing you can parry with, which are weapons. Weapons are parryable, everyone. You can parry with weapons if you didn't notice. But not every weapon can parry. As you can see here, I'm going to pull out the mail dagger because I thought the mail dagger would be able to parry, but sorry. But anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm just sorting out my weapons, making sure I have the right ones. And yeah, so, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the parryable weapons. So as you can see here, I pull out the mail breaker thinking that I could parry with it. I kind of failed with it. I realized it couldn't be parryable. But I didn't pull out a scimitar, which, as you can see, the scimitar does actually act as a parryable weapon. So, you'll see it here. I'm going to go over to this guy and I'm going to try to parry him, as you will soon see. And, yeah, I mean, it is a much more difficult thing to try and parry with a weapon. But as you can see there, I basically perfectly parry him, and then I kind of fail. But, yeah. But as you can see here, I mean, even something as simple as like a scimitar, which doesn't get used as a parry weapon too often, can be parryable. I mean, it is amazingly good as a parryable weapon. It's just a much more difficult thing to do, because with a weapon you have a very small time frame to parry, and I mean, you'll see me do it a few times here. You see, right there I parried and then I repulsed, which is probably the most crit thing you can do. Now I'm going to move on to one of the more normal parryable weapons that you'll see, which is this little fist weapon here, and these iron knuckles, or brass knuckles, if you will. They are by far probably one of the best, one of the most commonly used parry weapons out there. And with that being said, I mean, they are a much more viable weapon to use than anything else at the moment. So, and as you can see there, I perfectly parry. But like I said, with it, it comes at a much higher cost because you almost always can miss using a parryable weapon. Like, using a weapon to parry is almost always guaranteed to miss sometimes. If not most of the time, it will always be considered a miss, which is why you'll see me mess up on my parry a lot. But that time you see me parry and then repulse. But there is one more thing on Dark Souls 3 that, as far as I know, can't be done on any other Dark Souls. And that is using parry to, parry magic. And yes, in Dark Souls 3, you can parry magic, but that's why you see me use this small shield. This small shield is one of my favorite shields to use, especially since I don't believe many people realize you can parry magic. And you heard me right, you can parry magic, everyone. I mean, it's not easy, but you can do it. And I will make it look easy here. You'll see me make it look extremely easy here. You'll see me make it look extremely easy to parry magic. But, I mean, it's not as easy as it seems. It takes a long time to parry magic. But you'll see, with this small shield, I'm going to fight these slug guys on Dark Souls 3. And then you'll see me, you'll basically see me parry some magic. So, I decided that I wanted to take out these slug guys because they're going to be a bit of an annoyance, and especially for demonstration purposes, I did not want to be, bothered by these guys. So, yeah, that's why you see me take out these slug-like creatures. They're really quite easy to take out, to be honest. But, yeah. Anyway, sorry about the yawn there, everyone. But yeah, so you'll see me here, be able to basically parry magic. And, it's quite an interesting thing. So you'll see me here. See, right there, I parried the magic. I parried the magic, everyone. Now, the further you are away, the more time you'll have to parry magic. Magic, especially parrying magic, is different compared to parrying a weapon. Parrying magic, you can parry it because it's much further away. And the closer you stand, as you can see, I'm getting closer here. The closer you stand, the less time you have to react to the parry. But you can parry magic, everyone. You see me pretty much practically do it perfectly every time. You'll see me practically do it perfectly every time, and that's because I practice parrying magic, parrying projectiles. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but And there you saw me half time it, or partial parry. But every other time, you see me pretty much perfectly parrying the magic every time. And I mean, that's pretty much all it takes. I mean, that's everything you basically need to know about parrying, everyone. I can't think of any other thing you may need to know about parrying, except for that, So with that being said, I mean, yeah, that is it. That's everything you need to know about parrying, everybody. So, yeah, with all that being said, I mean, and you'll see it here. You see me here messing with the parry again. But, yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about parrying, everybody. So, if you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a like, hit that follow, that subscribe button, and if you want to see what antics I'm up to live on Twitch, go ahead and hit that follow button on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Accureyes. But, yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about Twitch, everyone. I don't know why I talked to Pat. I don't know why I talked to this guy here, but Yeah, with that being said, I mean, you know what to do. If you already heard my spiel of what to do, if you liked what this video, hit the like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because I know you want to know when my next video goes up. But thank you everyone for joining me today, and yeah, until the next one, this is Accureyes signing out and saying farewell, everyone.